This episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by GoToMeeting. Welcome back to another episode of Ask the Buffalo. I'm John Rettinger, and this is the show where you can ask any question that you have from the world of consumer electronics. This week, we're going to talk about the crazy futuristic Google Glass. We're going to talk about when the best time of year to get a new cell phone is, and I'm going to answer some personal questions about my life and what brought me to being a consumer electronics journalist. This is Ask the Buffalo. Let's get started. So our first question comes to us from Esteban Hernandez, who wants to talk about Google Glass. He asks, "Hey John, what do you think about Google's Glass project? Do you think it'll be as good as the video suggests?" So we first saw Google Glass last week. It's been rumored for quite a while that Google is going to take advantage of augmented reality technology, essentially try and put it on a little tiny futuristic screen you get to wear in front of your eye. Think Terminator, but without trying to kill you. We haven't seen augmented reality sort of fulfill its promise of being a useful everyday tool, but Google Glass is really trying to take that to the next step. So what are the uses for it going to be? And that's really going to be the determination of success, whether or not the developers can find awesome uses for it. So certainly you could look at a restaurant and see Yelp reviews right there. That's one way you could do it. You could wear it while you're driving and see directions actually on the road. The potential for it is incredible. There's also potential to look super silly while wearing this thing over your eye and talking about John Connor. So I think it's going to be a success. I think it's going to be a paradigm shifting device about how we use information. So yes, I'm excited. I think it's going to be awesome, and I can't wait to look like a cyborg. All right, so our next question gets away from tech for a minute and talks a little bit about my personal life and my history that got me to where I am right now. Ben DeAngelo asked, "John, what did your in-laws think when you told them you're going to start making videos for a living?" I've been pretty candid about my life, and I've been very open about what brought me here. If you guys don't know, I was working in software development. I was running a marketing department. Back in 2009, I'd started making videos as a hobby. I've always loved technology. Consumer electronics has been my passion. And suddenly I realized that there might be a way to use what I love and do it for a job. I hated what I was doing. It got to the point where I almost hoped I got in a small car accident every day so I didn't have to go in. Nothing serious, just like maybe I'd hit a stop sign where no one would get hurt, but I had an excuse to call in and not have to show up. So I'll never forget when I had to sit down with what was going to be my future in-laws. My wife and I weren't married yet. We were just talking about getting engaged, and tell them that I was going to leave my job. This is 2009, so super bad economy, to make videos for a living. And you have to think about what people thought about YouTube then. It hasn't really changed all that much. People thought YouTube was a place for posting videos of people getting kicked in the business and cats playing piano. It was pretty much what people thought about YouTube. So she was, and my father-in-law were, just aghast about it. That's sort of shown the adaptation, the change and perception of new media and how YouTube has become a viable business tool just over the past 3 years and created a whole new class of career. They were very supportive. They were shocked. They probably didn't tell many friends what I did for a living for a few years. But just kind of goes to show you that jobs change, careers change, and if you find something that you love, pursue it, because you never know if you could find a way to make it a career. I wake up every day with a huge smile on my face, getting to talk about electronics for a living. This is my passion, it's what I love, and I thank the audience for giving me a chance. I thank my mother-in-law for not killing me. All right, so our next question comes from Mahir, who wants to ask, "John, when's the best time of the year to get a new cell phone? Seems like cell phones come out every time you blink. As soon as cell phone 8 comes out, a few months later you get cell phone A2, cell phone A2 HD, cell phone A2 HD Max with 2 X's. It's hard to pick the best time of year to get a new phone. You don't have to get a new phone the day your 2-year contract ends. You can wait. And traditionally, it's been hard to predict when the best time of year is. However, if you have to pin 1 month or a 30 or 60-day period, it would definitely be around the holidays. November to December is definitely the best time to get new phones. Usually we see updates to Apple products have been out at that point. Android's flagships have usually just come out, whether they're Nexus devices. We've seen new operating systems get teased, whether it's an update to Android or Windows Phone, perhaps Windows Phone 8. will be out. That's when the big rush to buy is. November, December is definitely the best time to wait to get a phone, which might not be the answer you want to hear now that we're in April and you're looking, 9-ish months away to get a new phone. But it's definitely going to be the best time for you to pick one up. So Techno Buffalo, we have staff all over not only the country, but the world. We got John Quach, who's filming this in Canada, but he's here right now. We have folks in Europe and in South Korea. Sean is literally in the middle of nowhere, Missouri. It's hard to keep track of everybody and see where people are at. GoToMeeting really has the answer for this. With colleagues working from home or traveling for business, getting everyone together for a meeting can be quite a task. Not only that, it can be very expensive. Plane tickets ain't cheap, but I've got a solution for you. GoToMeeting with HD Faces. Make sure everybody washes their face though, because in that HD resolution, you're gonna see zits and greasiness. Now your team can meet face-to-face while online, no matter where they are. It only takes seconds and it's super easy. GoToMeeting by Citrix allows you to collaborate on files and plans online. With HD Face, you just need a webcam. You can turn your online meetings into group HD video conferences. You even participate on the go using your iPad. Start hosting your own face-to-face online meeting today with GoToMeeting. Techno Buffalo viewers, you can try it for free for 30 days. All you have to do is go to gotomeeting.com, click on the try it free button, and enter code TECHNO, and boom, you're good. So GoToMeeting. So our last question goes away from technology and talks a little bit about me and what got me to where we're at right now and where I am. This is from Twitter user Deprecious Mode, who asks, "Hi John, not really tech, but what do you like when you're not working on TB?" Generally, I'm working on TB all the time. If I'm not in the office, I'm thinking about TB. I got Buffalo on the mind. But when I'm not thinking about gadgets, generally what I like to do is I like to watch a lot of sports. You can probably guess that by the For Lakers part of my YouTube name. I'm big into the Lakers, Angels, Southern California guy mostly. I wish I could get into hockey. I respect the athletes, but I'm just not interested in it. I feel the same way about soccer or football, depending on where you are. I think it's one of those sports you have to be sort of grow up with. I played as a kid, but I just can't watch it that much anymore. I'm sort of boring. I like to sit at home with my wife and my puppy and just watch TV. We can go ahead and here, I like to talk to Ralph on occasion and see what Ralph has going on and what he's doing and how he's feeling on an emotional level and see if he needs counseling. I like to inquire about Ralph's lucky plant and find out why that plant is so lucky to Ralph. I like to watch TV. When I get time, I like to try and get stuff shot at me. When I get time, I like to go to the gym, try and run a little bit, keep my heart rate up and going, try and pump some weights. No big deal. Yeah, I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but I like to try and stay as much in shape as I can. Mostly, that's about it. I like to read when I get a moment, but I'm generally pretty boring, and I usually have tech on the mind. So hopefully that helped answer your questions. This has been another episode of Ask the Buffalo. Until next week, I'm John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo. I'll see you soon. Sometimes Ralph cries, and we try not to say that on camera. I don't want people to know.
Yeah. Cut it. Cut.
I think we should use that.